The journey to greatness starts not with the external world, but with the internal. If you want to achieve without limits, you must first conquer the greatest obstacle in your life, yourself. It is the force within your mind, your thoughts, and your beliefs that shapes the life you will lead. Fear is a phantom. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you cannot, you are not ready, you are not enough. But listen closely. Because fear is the only thing that can truly hold you back. And here is the truth. It is not the obstacles around you that will determine your success, but the obstacles you allow to exist inside of you. Think about the great minds that have shaped history. The Henry Fords, the Thomas Edisons, the Walt Disneys. These men were not born with some magical gift that guaranteed success. No, what set them apart was their mindset. They chose to act in the face of fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Edison failed thousands of times before he found the right filament for the light bulb. Ford was laughed at for his ideas, rejected by the conventional wisdom of his time. Disney was told he lacked imagination. Yet, they moved forward, unfazed by the fears that would paralyze most others. Your mind is the battleground where success is won or lost. If you want to rise, you must first fight and conquer the mental barriers that keep you tethered to mediocrity. It is easy to sit back and wait for the perfect moment, the perfect condition, or the perfect sign that you are ready to succeed. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. Success is not about waiting for everything to align. It is about acting boldly, moving forward with clarity, even in the midst of doubt. The person who dares to act, who steps into their fear with faith in their own capacity, is the one who opens the doors to greatness. The question is, do you believe you can? Do you believe you are worthy of success? Do you believe that despite the hurdles and the setbacks, you can rise above? The person who believes this with their entire being is the one who will achieve greatness, while the one who believes in limitations will remain trapped within them. When you act without fear, you give your mind no choice but to align with that vision, and in doing so, you become unstoppable. Think of the person you admire the most, someone who has done what others thought impossible. They didn't get there by waiting for all conditions to be perfect. They got there by believing they could, even when it seemed impossible. They knew the road would be difficult, and they knew the challenges would come. But they also knew something deeper, that greatness is born from overcoming fear, not from avoiding it. Fear is not real. Fear is a creation of the mind. It is an illusion, a cloud that drifts in front of the light of possibility. The only way to clear that cloud is to act, to move forward in spite of it. And each time you do, you diminish the power that fear holds over you. With every step you take, with every action you commit to, you reinforce the belief that you are in control. You are the one who decides your destiny, not your fears. And in that moment of action, you begin to conquer the greatest force holding you back, yourself. The foundation of unstoppable power is the realization that nothing outside of you can stop you. There is no external force powerful enough to deter you. Once you have decided that your mind is aligned with your vision, the moment you choose to break free from the shackles of self-doubt and fear, you set into motion a chain of events that will transform your life. It begins with you. It begins with your decision to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. It begins with your willingness to act, even when the world tells you it is too risky. You are not waiting for permission. You are taking ownership of your future. Right here, right now. Consider this. The world is full of people who wish for success. They wish for wealth. They wish for greatness. But wishing is not enough. You must act. You must move with intention. Every step you take, every decision you make, must be fueled by the certainty that you are on the path to success. This mindset, this unshakable belief, is what separates those who rise above from those who remain stagnant. The truly successful people in history did not wait for conditions to be perfect. They made their own conditions. They created their own reality. And you can do the same. Think about the stories of those who have faced the most daunting challenges. They did not shrink back. They did not wait for the storm to pass. They did not ask for the obstacles to be removed. They simply took action in the face of fear, and in doing so, they made the impossible possible. They acted without fear, and as a result, they achieved without limits. Their success did not come because they were lucky, or because they had special privileges. Their success came because they believed in themselves and acted on that belief. Do not underestimate the power of your mind. Do not underestimate the power of your beliefs. Your thoughts will shape your reality. If you believe in limitations, You will see them everywhere. If you believe in this possibility of success, you will find a way to make it happen. The power to shape your life is already within you. It always has been. The question is, are you willing to act? Are you willing to move forward in spite of fear? Are you willing to embrace the power that lies within you and create the life you desire? When you act without fear, you are not just taking steps towards success. You are breaking the chains that have held you back. You are freeing yourself from the prison of doubt and uncertainty, and with every step you take, you are building the momentum that will carry you towards your dreams. It starts with the mind. It starts with your belief. And when you believe, you unlock the power to achieve the unimaginable. You have the ability to create your future, to shape your destiny. It all begins with a simple decision to act without fear, to step forward with confidence, even when the path ahead is unclear, and in doing so, you will achieve without limits. Now that you've conquered fear, now that you've decided to act without hesitation, you must ask yourself, where are you going? What is it that you are chasing? Because without a clear vision, you are simply running. You are moving, but not towards anything specific. To achieve without limits, you must first know exactly what it is you desire and why you desire it. This is where clarity becomes your most powerful ally. Clarity is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's the difference between wishing for a better life and actually building one. People often struggle, not because they lack the ability, but because they lack clarity. They want success, but they haven't defined what success looks like for them. They want wealth, but they don't have a clear picture of how that wealth will be created. They want to be great, but they can't see the path to greatness. Clarity comes when you allow yourself to visualize your future not as a vague hope or an abstract desire, but as a clear, precise image. When you picture yourself at the top of the mountain, when you see yourself living the life you've always wanted, every action you take, every decision you make, will align with that vision. Without this vision, you are like a ship adrift in the ocean, tossed by the waves, with no destination in sight. Vision is your map. It's the GPS guiding your every move, your every step. And when you know where you are going, when you are crystal clear about your destination, every obstacle becomes just a part of the journey, not a roadblock to your success. You don't need to see the whole path in front of you. You don't need to know every step that lies ahead. What you need is to see the destination. Think about the great leaders, inventors, and pioneers throughout history. The Henry Fords, the Steve Jobs, the Oprah Winfreys. Each of them had a vision, a clear image of what they wanted to create. And this vision was the driving force behind their persistence, their resilience, and their success. Ford didn't just see a car. He saw an industry being revolutionized. Steve Jobs didn't just see technology. He saw a world transformed by personal computing. Oprah didn't just see a television show. She saw a platform for change. The power of vision lies not in what it makes you see, but in what it makes you do. It forces you to act with intention. It forces you to choose your direction, your purpose, and your path. Without it, you will wander aimlessly, but with it, you will march forward. Each step sure, each decision deliberate, because you know where you are going. But clarity is not just about visualizing the end result. It is about understanding the purpose behind your vision. What will your success bring? What will your wealth give you? What will your legacy mean to the world? You must connect your vision to something deeper than just yourself. Because when you tie your vision to a larger purpose, you will never lose motivation. You will never be derailed by setbacks, because you will understand that your journey is not about you alone. It's about something bigger. Clarity also brings focus. When you know exactly what you want, distractions become irrelevant. The noise of the world fades away. You stop worrying about what others are doing or what others think. You become immune to the opinions of the crowd because you are focused on your vision. Success is built on focus. Success is not the result of 1,000 distractions, but of one clear, unwavering focus on the goal. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what is your vision? What does success look like to you? Take a moment to picture it. Visualize yourself at the pinnacle of your success, looking back on the journey you've made, and feel the satisfaction of knowing you have achieved what you set out to do. Do you see it clearly? Do you feel the power of that vision? If not, you must, because this vision is your foundation. It is what will propel you forward when the road gets tough. When you have clarity, fear fades. Doubt has no power over you. The world may try to shake you, but your vision will keep you anchored, like a lighthouse standing tall in the midst of a storm. Your vision will guide you safely to your destination. It will become your motivation, your compass, and your strength. And when you know where you're going, you won't be afraid of how difficult the journey may be, because you will understand that every challenge is just another opportunity to grow, to learn, and to move closer to your dream. People who succeed in life do not succeed by chance. They succeed because they know exactly where they are going and why they are going there. Their vision is their power, and when they act with that clarity, nothing can stop them. You need this clarity. You need this vision. Without it, you are just another person waiting for success to fall into your lap. But with it, you are a force to be reckoned with, unstoppable in your pursuit of greatness. Every single person who has ever achieved extraordinary success started with a vision, and the moment you get clear on yours, the moment you define what it is that you are meant to achieve, you set yourself on the path that will lead you there. It's easy to dream. It's easy to envision success, to imagine yourself as the person you've always wanted to be. But dreams alone will not get you anywhere. Vision alone will not make things happen. What separates those who achieve from those who merely dream is the discipline to take action and the unwavering commitment to stay the course. If you want to achieve without limits, you must embrace the most powerful force in the universe: consistent action. Action is the bridge between your dreams and reality. Without it, you remain stagnant. Action is what breathes life into your vision, what transforms ideas into results. Every successful person who has ever lived has faced adversity, doubt, and failure. What made them different was their ability to continue moving forward, regardless of the obstacles in their paths. They did not wait for the perfect time or the perfect conditions. They created those conditions with their actions. Think about the story of Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors the world has ever known. It is said that he failed over 1,000 times before he finally invented the light bulb. But Edison didn't see these failures as setbacks. He saw them as necessary steps toward success. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." What Edison understood was that failure was not the end. It was simply part of the process. He kept going because he had the discipline to continue acting, even when the world told him it was impossible. And that discipline, that unwavering commitment to action, is what ultimately led to his success. Every day, you are faced with a choice: to act or to wait. Most people wait. They wait for the right time. They wait for the perfect conditions. They wait for something to change before they take the first step. But waiting is the enemy of progress. The secret to achieving without limits is not waiting for the right moment, but creating the moment through action. It is about doing what others won't, pushing through discomfort, and choosing discipline over delay. Because when you act, the world responds. When you commit to a course of action, the doors begin to open. But the key is in the consistency of your actions. It is not about one big leap. It is about the small, deliberate steps that you take every single day. No matter how difficult the path may seem, you cannot achieve greatness through wishful thinking or by hoping that things will change on their own. You must decide to act, and then you must act with the conviction that each step you take is one step closer to your goal. This discipline is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about staying focused and committed to the process, day in and day out. The greats did not achieve their success because they were flawless in their execution. They achieved greatness because they were relentless. They kept pushing forward, even when they didn't have all the answers, even when the odds seemed impossible, because they knew one fundamental truth: success is not a destination, it is a journey. You must cultivate the discipline to continue. Even when results don't come immediately, the world rewards those who are willing to work through the pain, through the failures, through the setbacks. And discipline is what enables you to do this. It is the willingness to show up every day, to keep going, even when the road ahead looks uncertain. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The successful ones never stop taking action. The power of action lies in its ability to transform your life. It is through action that you find solutions to problems. It is through action that you learn, grow, and become stronger. Every small step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem, moves you closer to your goals. Action does not have to be perfect, but it must be consistent. This is how momentum is built. Each decision you make, each action you take, adds to the momentum that propels you toward your dream. Think about a train. A train starts out slow. At first, the effort required to move it is immense. But as it picks up speed, it gains momentum. It becomes unstoppable. Your actions are the same. At first, it may feel like you are putting in a lot of effort for little return, but every step you take builds momentum. Over time, the actions that once felt challenging will become second nature. The momentum will carry you, and the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will no longer hold power over you. And here's the truth: even when you don't see immediate results, you are still making progress. When you take action, you are learning, you are growing, you are becoming better, sharper, and more capable. The process of action is what transforms you from someone who dreams into someone who does. The transformation doesn't happen overnight, but every day you act, every day you push through the discomfort, you are becoming the person who will one day look back and say, "I did it." When you act with discipline, When you make the decision to show up every day, you send a powerful message to the universe. I am serious. I am committed. I am willing to do whatever it takes. And the universe responds. Doors will open. Opportunities will come. But you must be ready to act when they do. Because success is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the moment perfect with your action. So, I ask you, what will you do today? What small step will you take to move forward? Will you sit back and wait? Or will you take action? No matter how small it may seem, the path to greatness is built on a foundation of daily actions. And when you commit to those actions, the world will open up to you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Remember this. Every dream is built on the foundation of action. Every great achievement started with a single step. And every time you act, you are one step closer to your greatness. The only way to fail is to stop moving. So keep going. Keep acting, because with discipline and action, you will achieve without limits. The road to success is rarely smooth. It's filled with hurdles, setbacks, and challenges that will test your resolve. This is not just a fact, it's a guarantee. Life will throw everything it has at you. And the true measure of your success is not how well you avoid those challenges, but how you respond when they appear. The real question is not whether you will face adversity, because you will, but how you will rise in the face of it. The answer lies in two powerful forces: resilience and gratitude. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from failure. It's the strength to stand tall in the face of adversity and to keep moving forward when everything inside you wants to quit. It's the inner power to not let the setbacks define you, but instead to use them as stepping stones toward greater success. The road to greatness is built on resilience. It is the trait that distinguishes those who eventually make it from those who fall along the way. Think about the story of Abraham Lincoln, a man who faced loss after loss, failure after failure. He lost his job at a young age. He went bankrupt in his early years. He lost election after election before finally becoming the President of the United States. What made Lincoln great was not his ability to avoid failure, but his ability to stand up every time he was knocked down. Lincoln's resilience carried him through his darkest times. It allowed him to continue despite all the rejections, failures, and hardships. He believed in his purpose and remained steadfast, knowing that every setback was not a final destination, but a part of the journey toward success. Resilience is not about being immune to failure. It's about being able to endure, to keep going, and to find strength in moments of weakness. It's about understanding that failure is not a permanent state, but a temporary challenge. Every setback is an opportunity for growth. Every moment of failure is a lesson. You must learn to see your challenges not as obstacles to your dreams, but as necessary parts of the process. Now, here's where resilience meets its powerful ally: gratitude. Gratitude is the mindset that transforms any challenge into a lesson, any failure into a victory. When you are grateful, you focus not on what you have lost, but on what you have gained. It is the ability to find the silver lining in every situation, to understand that even in the darkest of times, there is something to be thankful for. Gratitude is the antidote to despair. It is the key to unlocking the strength you need to continue moving forward, even when the road is tough. Gratitude doesn't come naturally to most people when things aren't going well. It's easy to be grateful when everything is going according to plan, but true greatness comes when you can find something to be grateful for in the midst of struggle. When you can look at a challenge and say, "This is teaching me something. This is making me stronger." That's when resilience takes root. And that's when you realize that your circumstances do not define you. Your mindset does. There's a powerful story of a man named Nelson Mandela who spent 27 years in prison, many of those years in isolation. His body was broken. His spirit was tested. Yet, Mandela's resilience was unmatched. Even in his darkest moments, he found reasons to be grateful. He understood that his journey was not just about himself, but about the people he was fighting for. And that gratitude for his greater purpose fueled his resilience. It gave him the strength to endure years of hardship, to emerge from prison with a message of peace and forgiveness, and ultimately to lead a nation to freedom. Mandela's story is not unique in that it was filled with struggle. What made his journey extraordinary was his ability to find resilience in his darkest hour. He didn't let the prison bars define him. He didn't let the cruelty of his captors extinguish his spirit. Instead, he found purpose and strength in his belief, in his vision for the future. His resilience, powered by gratitude for his purpose, carried him through the unimaginable. This is a lesson we must all learn. Resilience is not about denying the challenges we face. It is about understanding that those challenges are part of the process, part of the journey, and that we can find strength in them. Resilience is the refusal to let circumstances define you. It's the determination to keep going, no matter how many times you're knocked down. Gratitude, on the other hand, is about shifting your perspective. It's about seeing the value in every experience. In every struggle, it's about focusing on what you have, not what you don't. And when you practice gratitude, you begin to see the world through a lens of opportunity, not scarcity. You begin to understand that every obstacle is not just a roadblock, but a stepping stone. Every failure is not just a defeat, but a lesson that leads you to greater wisdom. The combination of resilience and gratitude is powerful. It's what allows you to stand tall when the world seems to be pushing you down. It's what enables you to keep going when the odds are against you. And it's what ultimately leads you to success, because it fuels a mindset of endurance. But there's one final piece to this puzzle: adaptability. Resilience is not about sticking to the same plan when it isn't working. It's about being able to pivot, to learn, to adapt. And gratitude isn't just about being thankful for what you have right now. It's about being thankful for the lessons you've learned and the strength you've gained through the trials you've faced. When you combine these forces, you become a force to be reckoned with. Every time life knocks you down, you get back up stronger. Every time you face a setback, you use it as a lesson to fuel your next step. And every time you are tempted to despair, you remind yourself of everything you have to be thankful for, because gratitude will give you the strength to keep going, and resilience will carry you to the end.